Hi. I wanted to create a video where I took one of the assessments for a unit that I previously taught and walked you through what it looks like in terms of the output that the GPT-3 model has done. Um, I decided not to go that route because A, I think a lot of you might have already done this, and B, it really sets the conversation off in a very adversarial, detective-y kind of way, which is not where I'm hoping the conversation will go. That is an appropriate part of the conversation, but the direction I wanted to go in had more to do with understanding where it's useful, where it's not useful, um, and trying to get some sympathy for the students here, a sense of their point of view, and a sense of the point of view of future professionals who might use this. So instead, what I've decided to do is to take a task that's a part of my job that involves a lot of really interesting things that I like, and even more maybe boring, tedious, repetitive things that I don't. And that is taking a research project, which I like, and pitching it for grant proposals to potentially multiple different sources, and tailoring it to their specific requirements, reframing the issue in a way that a particular audience might be interested in. So how could ChatGPT be helpful in assisting me with this? Where is it going to not do such a great job, and what will that tell us? Not only how that can help me be better at my job, but how students are going to be thinking about this as a tool, as a part of their lifelong sort of professional development and use. So to start the conversation off, let's jump right in. Okay, we've got ChatGPT here loaded. Obviously, this is something that's going to be changing over time in terms of its ability. GPT-4 should be coming out soon, and at least up until now, the models have improved, have scaled fantastically well. So the bigger the training data, the better the models have been. So if they continue to see how far they can push this, presumably it's going to get better and better. Okay, so I have an ongoing project that we're doing the first stages of now, collecting some data, and going to use that as a basis for applying for more funding to do a bigger version of the project. And so let's see if I can get this into ChatGPT without copying and pasting what I've done already. Just give an outline of what the project is, fill in the gaps, and then see how we might explore funding opportunities here. Okay, let's paste in my prompt here. Write a National Science Foundation grant application for a research project which investigates the impact of anti-palm oil environmental NGO campaigns on consumer willingness to buy 1. Palm oil-free products, 2. RSPO certified palm oil products, and 3. non-RSPO certified palm oil products. Okay, so the first part, we're narrowing down the scope. The GPT-3 model has quite a large source of data, and we want to narrow it down so it understands we're talking about a specific subset of things, not Twitter, not chat, not informal writing. We're talking about grant applications, and that's what I'm interested in. So it's going to, it's generating the next word, right? So we want it to generate the next word within a narrower subdomain of text. So how much is it going to know about these things? Let's find out. So obviously there are different types of NSF grants. There may not be a category that's relevant to this, but this is going to give us a general structure. Hopefully that will be useful. Okay, so that seems to have a structure. It seems to have framed the question in the way I want it to. Okay, that's not bad. I would obviously want to customize a lot of that, and but that does saves me some time writing. But look, I want rewrite that. I want this. It's not really getting the interesting part as far as I'm concerned, which is this question of kind of systems effects. So you have some really particularly confrontational NGOs like Greenpeace, and you have some that are willing to engage with corporates like WWF. They're very different messaging strategies, kind of name and shame and really confrontational versus engage, say positive things about good players, but otherwise, be very careful. I want to know how the impact of those two strategies overlap and change consumer preferences. So this doesn't quite get at that. So let's rewrite that, but include a section talking about the application of systems theory to analyze the differential impact of NGOs with more and less confrontational media campaign strategies. Okay. So let's see how it does at inserting a pretty big abstract thing to a specific subsection of this framing of the paper. Okay, so far it seems to be the same. Okay. Differential impact of NGOs with more and less confrontational media strategies. Okay, so it's parroting what I'm saying in a good place, but is it integrating what I'm saying? Factors apply. Okay, this is a good place to include that. System theory, understand the differential impact. It's done a good job. It's inserted the impact in the right sort of theoretical place. All right, let's give it one more try. Rewrite that, but highlight the significance of unintended consequences of different media strategies on consumer behavior. Again, this is pretty, I'm asking it to connect the dots here. However, the choice of media strategies used in these campaigns can have unintended consequences on consumer behavior and preferences toward different types of palm oil products. Okay, that weaved in nicely. All right, methodology, qualitative, quantitative. So next, let's try and flush that out a bit. Still not really as impactful as I would have to make it for an actual grant application, but that's something I would fine tune on my own. I would take it out and add quite a bit to make it a lot more hitting those notes I want in terms of its impact. Now, elaborate on the survey design. It will be an MTurk survey method that uses a quasi-experimental method. Participants will be given different media and have to evaluate their likelihood of purchasing different palm oil products. Okay, so I could copy and paste that earlier section into a Word document. I can, hopefully this will, okay, so this is going to give me the whole thing again. So I probably should have written that so it just focuses in on the survey itself and not repeats everything, because of course it has a certain number of tokens or characters that is going to be included, and if 3/4 of that is the overall grant proposal, then it's not going to have much space to go into detail on the survey itself. Okay, Amazon's Mechanical Turk. Okay, so I don't know what MTurk is. Consumer awareness, attitudes, and preferences. Okay, survey design, quasi-experimental, randomly assigned to different media scenarios. Okay, good framing, good language. In-depth interviews were conducted with a sample of consumers. Yeah. Okay, one more sort of thing. What grants might I apply for to fund the palm oil project? Okay, MacArthur Foundation. Okay, what sorts of grants in the MacArthur Foundation would be relevant? Now this, again, I don't know the specifics of what grants are available in the MacArthur Foundation, and of course all the training data was 2001 or before, so they changed their grants, but in theory this could save me a lot of time if this were accurate. I would go and find it. Let's say global policy and advocacy. Okay, I like the sound of that with the direction I want to take this. So, what are the evaluation criteria for the MacArthur Foundation grants on global policy and advocacy? Okay, depending, fair enough. Okay. So obviously they're going to have a much more detailed rubric on the website, and I could go to the website and extract that and copy it and paste it here. But for now, relevance, importance, strategy, feasibility, impact, partnerships, network, sustainability. I like that. Let's go back up to the most recent version here. Drop the NSF part. And we will say, okay, evaluate the following draft grant application using the MacArthur Foundation grant on global policy and advocacy criteria. And pasting the text of the thing that was generated. Evaluation against the MacArthur Foundation global policy and advocacy criteria. Relevance. This project is highly relevant to the Foundation's mission. Aligns, okay, it's too general to be helpful. Innovation, okay, impact, feasibility, it's feasible and well designed with a clear, it likes its own work. Okay, this was pretty generous, let's say. Let's do that again. Evaluate that application, but be more critical. Okay, so it's just giving me a critical response in general that is not necessarily reflective of this. Not clear what the results of the study will reveal about consumer preferences toward different types of. Okay, that's fair. We don't really provide hypotheses anywhere in that. The methodology section, however, does not provide a clear explanation of the survey design and data analysis to address the research objectives or what statistical techniques will be used to analyze the data. Okay. Significance of the study is well articulated. However, the proposal does not explain the results, how the results of the study will contribute to existing research. Definitely true. Look, this is pretty helpful feedback. Give me advice on how to improve. No, you know what? Improve the proposal based on the above feedback. Analyze through descriptive regression analysis and other relevant techniques. Okay. Yeah, I don't think it provided that detail before, so I added regression analysis there. Okay, look, I think it has made some changes here. might want to ask it to do them one by one. But look, this gives you a sense of capabilities. Obviously, this is constrained. We could take each of these sections one by one, and that will give it those tokens, those characters with which to be more expansive. And that's going to help, flesh out a more detailed application. Do I think this is something in its current state that I probably would use in my research plans? No, probably not. I probably prefer to write this all myself. In 2 years, absolutely. Assuming the scaling as the model expands continues to be linearly improved, yeah, I think absolutely. Additionally, it's going to be, I see Microsoft is integrating with Bing, so it can actually search or look at information that's embedded in whatever website that you happen to be on. That capacity is going to add another layer of possibility here. Would I use it for other even more sort of mundane, repetitive tasks, answering certain types of emails? Absolutely, yeah. I think you would never want to send anything out without editing it first. It's your neck on the line for whatever you say, regardless of whether you write it manually or edit the content. But yeah, I can see this saving a lot of time. If I were a student, how would I be thinking about this? One is this first generation of students are going to come to it and play with it and come to much the same realization. And for those who think writing is this sort of mundane, writing essays is this mundane drudgery that is looking like it's going to be an obsolete skill, yeah, they're going to use it, absolutely. For those of our students who become convinced that, as one of my colleagues, Robert Sparrow, said as we were talking about this in a meeting, that learning to think the process of writing is absolutely critical as a skill, as a lifelong skill, and really strengthens your ability to think clearly on various topics. If students are coming to it with that, then no, they won't. They will maybe boring classes that they're uninterested in, maybe they'll engage with this, they'll build a culture around that, but they'll want to challenge themselves to do this. So we already had fringes where, contract cheating or engaging in plagiarism, or not trying hard because they don't see the value. Yeah, this is a danger that's going to expand. The students who in 3 years' time are going to come to us with this as kind of a crutch in writing essays, in how they think about the world, it's going to be even harder to get them to buy in or to learn that this wonderful power of thinking through writing gives them. We're going to have to figure out how to convince them of the value of that, sell them on it, and teach them to do it without the use of this crutch. I think that is going to be critical for us as a species to be able to have those capacities before you go to the tool, and then you can use it to save time to refine your thoughts on more mundane matters and save your time, your really critical thinking time for better things, for more exciting things. And that has a lot of possibilities, but we have to get there, and we have to figure out how to convince students to come along, and that's going to be the challenge. So hopefully this has been helpful in how you are thinking about some of these things. If you'd like to chat about any of these things, or give feedback, reach out, shoot me an email. Thanks.